Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nur Alia Ledrus.
I'm Siti Soleha. And I am Rumaisa Zahwasap.
Today, we're going to be the opposition bench on a debate under the motion this House believes that AI tools do more harm than good by reducing students' ability to think critically and solving problems independently needed for future careers and real life. Honorable educators, my fellow debaters, today many of us operate on a fundamental misconception driven by fear. Many of us believe that artificial intelligence turns students into passive, unthinking creatures blindly copying and passing their way through life. We on the opposition bench live in reality and for sure agree that AI is not a replacement for the human mind. It is an amplifier. Through history, we can see when the calculator was introduced. People feared humans would lose their ability to do math. Instead, humans stopped spending hours on basic arithmetic and started calculating on more complex one by utilizing the calculator. Human doesn't lose the ability of doing math, right? So this is the same to AI. We'll prove today that AI actually forces students to engage in higher order critical thinking and is an absolute necessity for real life. Independent problem solving in the modern world. First of all, AI actually help us to think more critically, not less. And like in my previous example about calculator, we can conclude that people who use calculators are not stupid, they just work more efficiently. This is the same to AI. If students use AI correctly, their works will be way better and faster, even more attractive. Moreover, to get good results from AI, we need to give clear and detailed prompts. A prompt is an instruction we give to AI. This pushes us to think more clearly, specific, and understand what we actually want. This, of course, trains student brains to clearly determine what AI needs to do for them. If the students themselves don't give the right instruction, AI can't help them. This makes students need to know how to solve their own problem by utilizing AI because no one can read their mind, including AI. This fosters students' critical thinking and independence in their daily habit. For the future, these skills are really important to make them ready in the world full of uncertainty. Furthermore, in the real world, careers demand people who are efficient, resourceful, and able to produce excellent outcomes. In the future, industries will expect workers to use AI to work even faster and smarter. If we follow the idea of limiting AI, we will end up graduating students who are trained for 2005 but unemployed in 2030. The ability to solve problems independently in the real world means knowing which tools of AI to use and how to use them effectively. By using AI, students develop independent problem solving skills through research management. They learn how to choose the right tools and how to co work with digital intelligence. At the end of the day, this is the difference. One side trains students to avoid innovation, humans AI and work slower, while our side trains students to use AI wisely and work smarter. One prepares students for the past, while we are strongly believed to prepare them for the future. Those are the reasons why we oppose the motion. Thank you.
Dear everyone, my first speaker has mentioned that we are good at AI is not a replacement of thinking. It is an amplifier of student ability on critical thinking and solving problems. We stand firmly on this from some reason. First, let's talk about the educational equity and scaffolding effect. To be realistic, not everyone has an access to private tutor or parents who can help them at midnight. For us students struggling with difficult material, AI acts as 24 per 7 personal mentor. By using AI, we ensure that help is available to everyone, anytime and anywhere. Students can help themselves to articulate their problem quickly, which help them more independent. Second, AI is not the end of critical thinking, it's the evolution of it. Before AI, students only do low level mechanical tasks like memorizing facts or fixing grammar error. As AI actually boosts students to evaluate, synthesize, and direct them for high level critical thinking. They must prompt correctly, clearly, and logically to articulate the problem. With the output of AI, students then must recheck it. They have to be an editor, fact checker, and more critics. They must ask, is this accurate? Is the output solve my problem? This makes our student become the manager of information, not just memorizing person. This is what critical thinking should be. Then, history repeats itself. As I mentioned before, when the calculator was introduced, people feared we would lose our ability to do math. Instead, it freed us from doing boring tasks, allowing us to focus solving complex problems. AI does something for the modern student. By using AI to handle repetitive tasks like organizing data or fixing grammar, students gain mental space for a high-level strategy on deep analysis. In the real world, your value is not measured by how much you can memorize, but by how skillfully you manage modern tools to solve big problems. Finally, we must say in the future the career is not doing everything manually, but being an AI literate person. We are moving from a world of man versus machine to a world of human with machine versus human without machine. We must prepare our students for the future, not hold them back in the past. Those are why we are very much proud to oppose this motion. Thank you.
As the third speaker of the opposition bench, I am here to wrap up our case. Today, we are not just debating about technology, we are debating about the future of education. The motion today feared that AI will make students lose their ability to think, but as my first and second speakers have clearly proven, tools do not destroy intelligence, they redefine it. Our team believes that the goal of education is not to make students as a manual calculator, but to make them visionary leaders who can navigate the digital age. AI is the tool to do so. Let's look back at our first point. My previous speakers explained that AI requires prompt engineering. To get a good answer from AI, you must be logical and specific. If you ask a bad question, you'll get a bad answer. This forces students to refine their logic and communication skills. Moreover, AI creates a new layer of critical thinking called verification. Students today don't just swallow information, they must analyze, fact check, and synthesize. We are moving from memorizing facts to evaluating information. Which one is more important for a future career? Definitely the latter. Second, let's talk about the real world impact. My previous speakers mentioned the complexity of a real world problems. If a student spends 5 hours just trying to fix a basic grammar error or a simple coding line, they lose time for a high level strategy. Here, why we use AI? Because we let AI handle the boring part so humans can do the creative part. In addition, in terms of simplicity and equity, AI is the most democratic mentor in human history so far. Many students can get the access to learn AI with the help of AI with low cost and quick in time. At the end of the day, our team's position is clear. We don't want to graduate analog students into a digital world. We don't want students who are afraid of tools. While the motion says AI does more harm. We say the only harm is if we leave our students behind. If we reject the development of AI, we make our students unprepared for the war they must face in the future. Let's not be the generation that feared innovation. Let's be the generation that mastered the AI. This will prepare our students to maximizing their thinking and independency, which will help them as the leader of tomorrow. For these reasons, we are very proud to oppose the motion. Thank you.